if you are selling your home and you profited 250,000, what is a profit? Let's say you bought a house for $1 million and then you sold it for $2 million. That's $1 million in profit. But you have to account for any upgrades that, let's say you spent 250,000 upgrading the house, and then there's closing costs of another 100,000 with commissions. You have to take all that into account.
Well, welcome to our podcast today. We are coming live to you from 4637 Stratford Way in Fremont, beautiful city of Fremont. This home has been highly upgraded, taken down to the studs and rebuilt, so it looks amazing. We'll give you a tour later on of the house. But today we are discussing a very important topic. We're talking about the 5 expenses that will affect your bottom line in any sale of your home. So a lot of people don't understand that what you sell it at, where you net, are 2 different things, because there's expenses to selling the house. And so today we want you to be informed on the 5 expenses that you incur by selling your home. So let's start with number 1. Let's start with real estate commission. Now, as a listing agent, when we sell a house, we usually get about 2.5% commission for the selling side. And if you know anything about today's changes in the rules about commission, the buyer side puts their commission as part of the contract. But on an average, it's about 5 to 6% total. So we have a whole video about the breakdown of the commission. Make sure you look it up. We can put a link in the description for that video so you can understand more about the commissions and the structure of the commission now after the law that passed a year ago. So you need to understand that, because that's a big part of the contract. But you know, commissions are completely negotiable, number 1. But what does it cover? On the selling side, when we list your home, it covers all of our marketing. We, the Cornerstone Realtor team, provide staging, professional photography, ads. All of that is wrapped up in our commission that we charge you as a seller. So we usually break it down with the seller when we're doing a listing contract, so you can know exactly what we're giving you and the value of what we give you. So you got to look at that part. So it's important to know we spend a lot of money on photography. We don't just show up with our iPhone and take pictures. We hire professional photographers. It's usually about $1,500, $2,000 that they come in, they do 3D walkthrough, they do drone pictures, and they do amazing jobs. So it's very important that your house looks amazing from prep work. So that's part of what we charge in the commission as listing agents. Another thing you have to understand, that some agents don't cover these costs. They charge you their fee and then they give you another fee for their cost for staging, photography, marketing. But we include it as an inclusive package as part of our services.
Number 2, the closing cost expense. The sellers are typically paying for the listing commission and the buyer's agent commission. Most of the time we're seeing that. But they also pay for recording fees, transfer county fees, home warranties, recording, stuff like that. But buyers are paying for typically the escrow fee and the title company fees, right? To transfer the title. So the sellers, again, they're paying for some other closing costs like transfer tax and home warranty sometimes. Everything is negotiable, but these are some of the other costs besides the commission that the sellers are paying for.
Number 3, let's talk about repairs and prepping and staging. Good for you as a seller. We pay for staging as part of our services, but let's talk about repairs. A lot of homes that we go into, there's some minor details in repairs. Maybe loose toilets, maybe painting the front door, some curb appeal. So you can have about $2,000 to $5,000 worth of things that you need to do to get ready to make your house look good and inviting for a buyer. So you can't skip that part, but that's some expenses as a seller you incur. So you have to always look at these things. How about deep cleaning? You know, we have to go through the house, make sure it's clean. Baseboards, windows, all that stuff could be about $300 to $600. And staging is not cheap. It's anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000, but we cover that as part of our fees. A lot of agents don't cover that. They stick the bill to the seller. We don't. We believe that that's part of our professional services that we provide in getting your house ready. And number 4, Jamil.
Number 4 is capital gains. Now, I have to say, we are not tax professionals, so
Disclaimer.
it's a disclaimer to you. But if you are selling your home and you profited $250,000, what is a profit? Let's say you bought a house for $1 million, and then you sold it for $2 million. That's $1 million in profit. But you have to account for any upgrades that, let's say you spent $250,000 upgrading the house, and then there's closing costs of another $100,000 with commissions. You have to take all that into account. So definitely talk to your tax advisor. But for a married couple, they get $250,000 each tax free. So if you're not married and you're an individual, you get $250,000. So you have to see where you land, talk to your tax professional, but the tax could be anywhere from 15 to 20% federal and another 9 to 13% for the state. So you gotta have to see where you'll land based on sales price and what you paid for it. You add up all the upgrades, and you know, if you put a swimming pool in, if you put, you know, change your kitchen, and then you take in the account of the cost of the sale, then you could only end up with a $200,000 profit, and the tax won't be as bad as you thought. So some things to keep an account, but definitely talk to your CPA or your enrolled agent or your tax advisor. That way they can advise you how much taxes you will be paying if you're over that $500,000 limit or $250,000.
Number 5, let's talk about mortgage payoff and HELOC loans and any liens that are on your property. A lot of times people forget they might have taken a HELOC for $100,000. They don't remember. So we have to add up what's your mortgage payoff. If you owe $400,000 on your first mortgage and $100,000 on your HELOC, that all has to be paid. How about solar liens? Some of you have bought solar and you have a lien until it's paid off. So we have to check all the liens, and that's what title company does. They check every lien on your property, because when we sell, it has to be handed over, all these things paid off. But here's the good news. What we do, we get a net sheet from escrow, which shows you the breakdown of all your expenses and any liens that are on the property. So you know what you walk away with, not just what you sell the house for. If you sell it for $1 million, doesn't mean you're walking away with $1 million, because you got to take all the expenses out and liens, any liens that are on your property. Maybe you have a mechanical lien or some type of lien that was put on your property. That all has to be paid for. So you have to think about that. But we provide a net sheet that gives you the breakdown, so that we know exactly what's being wired to your account or the check that you're getting from title.
Here's what you can do. Fill out the form below, and we'll give you a call and break it all down for you.
Thank you for watching, and make sure you like and click and share all the information. Maybe you have a family member that is ready to sell. Share this video with them. It will really help them.
Thanks for watching.